You're now listening to the 11:30 podcast. Enjoy the show.
Nasty, hateful, insane nation that exists.
What it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, everyone, to the 11:30 podcast. What's goody, everybody doing out there, man? We made it back here. It's the middle of the week. It's hump day. Let's get into it. It's not 7:30. It's 11:30. It's time for the podcast. Good morning to everyone who's joining me here on YouTube, man. Whoop, whoop. You know how we get down, man. Hey, yo, man, it's going to be a dope one. Appreciate it so much. Before we get into everything, do me a favor. If you guys are new to the podcast and if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Yes, down there. Hit that subscribe button. It'll be red right now. Then once you hit the subscribe button, this should go great. Good. Smash that subscribe button, like it, leave a comment, and tell me what you think about the show. All that great stuff, man. And don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. So, guys, like I said, it's Wednesday. It's time for the podcast. I'm gonna get into it. No guest, right? Solo dolo, but that doesn't stop anything here on the show, man. I got a couple of things I'm gonna get into today. Obviously, story time. I'm gonna pick right back up with that in just a bit. Also, since I became a dad, there have been so many questions that ran through my mind, and I done asked other dads, and so I done also did some research and found some of the popular questions, or a few questions or so, that a lot of new dads and dads might want to know and want to ask. So I'm gonna give my opinions and my answers on those questions coming up here in just a bit on the 11:30 podcast, man. For real. Yo, I'm excited. Before we do, I gotta let everyone know, Beyond 11:30, man. Yes, Beyond 11:30 is coming December 1st. Yes, you guys, December 1st. We talking relationships, we talking parenting, sex, current events, everything, man, for real. So all my parents, get at me, get at the episode. I definitely gotta have mama life because me and my fiance, we definitely be like mama life. Definitely gotta come back on. Shout out to the Notorious Moms podcast. Gotta have Tanya back on, man. But it's gonna be dope, man. For all my guys, we have a guy panel, all that, man. For real, that's gonna be sweet. And also, you guys, a reminder: the 11:30 podcast Talk Pro Wrestling returns this Friday. Yes, I'm excited to talk my wrestling. I'm gonna give my little opinions on Extreme Rules at the end of it later on in the show, you guys. But yes, returns this Friday with commission. So I'm gonna be with Cyber Yeti, Blackheart, Warren Marlowe. Commission Talks is in the building. Yes, the 11:30 podcast Talk Pro Wrestling this Friday, you guys. Tune in, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, we here on YouTube. We're gonna get into the show, man, for real. Man. Story time with Dre is back. And last week I left off talking about the whole CPS. I don't want to keep talking about that. And case closed. Lady came out one time. That was a wrap. I'm telling baby, like, look at somebody out here hating on you. The devil is really doing the work. So we know we good parents at heart, and we gonna keep doing what we've been doing. You feel me? And that's that. But as becoming a dad and a parent, it's so many things that will come up in your way and that try to knock you off, and also becoming a new dad is my ear is always open to everyone because look at I don't know everything. I don't know everything. For someone who's been here 20, 30 years older than me, look here. My head is up. I'm listening. You feel me? I'm all ear. I'm never the type of person that just don't think, oh man, you know what? Oh, he think he know everything. Nah, I ain't that type of person. You feel me? I'm a new parent. My ears open. That's that. But I ain't gonna say no names in this scenario because this was like, man, weeks after. So I was like, wow, as soon as you have a child, I guess that's where the bullshit come in, right? One night, I'm in the bed and My son, he's in his bassinet and he's sleep on his back, which most babies sleep on their back, right? And not supposed to sleep on their stomach or whatever like that. And I'm in the bed, knocked out. And for every parent, and this is something I'm gonna get into a little later on in the show, for every parent that is listening to this, they know. For every future parent, listen up. You know, when your child is sleeping, you get some rest. You get some shut eye. For real, none of that extra. Oh well, you know what? Now, if you gotta take care of some business, then that's that. That's totally that. But try to get some sleep and try to get some rest. And especially if it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, definitely get some sleep. So the morning comes and it was said to me, man, yo, man, I ain't like the way you were in there, man, knocked out. And the baby was in there, knocked out on his back. Somebody need to be up, woke. So in case the baby, choke and stuff like that. And I'm like, huh? So it was said, like, yeah, somebody got to be woke at all times, or just about all times of the night or whatever, so somebody can be watching the baby. And I'm like, but the baby wouldn't be choking if we fed the baby, right? We fed him, you set him up, and you burped him. He burped and everything like that. No, don't try to just lay right back down. But if you burped him and everything, you straight. What's the issue? Oh man, because you was in there knocked out and stuff like that. I mean, you damn right I was in there knocked out. My son in there sleep, I'm sleep. What's the issue? You feel me? What's the issue? After all this time, it was, hey, what up, what up? Now ain't nothing to be said. You feel me? Just because we have different views or different opinions, uh, you it don't mean you gotta stop talking to somebody or just be like, oh well, man, that is what it is, man. Look at, we all grown, we all grown. Everybody is gonna say how they feel and what they think, and that's that. Don't just try to just be an asshole. You feel me? And I think that situation was an eye opener for me, not only myself, for my fiance, but definitely me. And I was just like, yo, man, it is definitely true. Once you have a child, I believe that that's when all the bullshit comes. And it don't matter who they are, man. In your life, bro, you do what's best for your child. That's your child. You raise them, and you take care of them. That's that. Don't let nobody try to tell you what to do and how to do it. It's all good for having someone that that's older than you, or maybe your grandmama or your mama say something. Like obviously you're going to have an open ear and stuff like that, but allow your children to have space when they have their own kids. They need to learn. They need to learn what it is. And I think if you hold their hand and walk them the whole entire way, when something happens, and that person not around, is going to be like, oh well, I don't really know really what to do because XYZ did it for me the whole entire way. So in my opinion, help is definitely great as far as parenting. Shout out to my guy A Coachman. What he said. Don't be afraid to ask for help, man. Support is always, and I love the support, man. We got big support. Got major support, man. Got major support, and I appreciate everyone that support me, that support my family, my fiance, all through the way. For real. Shout out to everyone, and you definitely know who you are. You definitely know who you are, man. But yeah, story time with Dre. Yeah, man, things are getting a little interesting, man. I say week by week, just being a dad and just having just wanting to not feel also useless at times too. I talked about this with my fiance, and I'd be like, yo, babe, like you could chill, you could put them down. Like you can let me take over. And I know it's some other, it's some dudes out there, fathers out there that feel the exact same way. And this is something that I'm gonna get into a little bit later on, but it's just, at times I feel that way because it's like when I say something, it's like, oh, okay. And I feel like someone else could say something and she could go with whatever someone else is saying. But I'm like, I'm the dad. Like, like, I want to feel like I have a say so in it. And not only that, I also want to feel like, uh, when you get tired, you could trust in me that he's going to be okay. You could go lay down. You could go get your nails done or go get your hair done or stuff like that. Like he's going to be okay. But the more you hold him and shield him in your kangaroo pouch, I call him a kangaroo pouch because she got this little Moby wrap, which is really really awesome and it's accessible for when she want to move around and stuff like that. I got one. I don't have a Moby wrap, but I got a little another baby little junk where I can strap them onto my chest. But I was like, the more you hold them like that, is the more it becomes difficult for me when you want to do your thing because all you gonna be wanting is the mama breast, man. You gonna be wanting to lay on that, but like hey man, definitely. So dads, let me know. Some dads out there, do you feel or have you felt useless? And if you felt that way, how did you get through that? Leave a comment down below. For all my women out there, what do you think? Should you allow? I mean, obviously, and I talked about this numerous of times. Allow your man to take over. You don't went through, everything back and forth from the pain, the swelling, to the cramps, the mood swings, you name it, for them 9 months or so, like, and just let it be. And I think a lot of women, because I hear it a lot, and everyone always say, "Oh my God, you look so like me, just like you." And babe always just say, "Yeah, I was the carrier. I was the carrier." But deep down inside, a lot of women be mad because, and I'm not saying babe, man, because we talked about it. She said I'm not though. She's glad though. But a lot of women be mad that, especially if the relationship didn't work out, that they son or daughter came out looking like the baby daddy. They be like furious, like, "Oh my God, I gotta look at you, like I control her ass and your baby, like, and it didn't work out with your father or whatever the case may be, man." They be big mad, but yo, man, like, yo, definitely gonna get into that, man. More everything of just being a dad, you guys. Coming up here on the 11:30 podcast. But you guys know we're gonna keep it moving on here on the show. I just try to keep myself uplifted, stay motivated, inspired by just little things, man. My son motivates me to come on the podcast to tell awesome stories, or stories that I've experienced in my time off, and and day to day and week by week, just being a dad. So it's just awesome, man. And like I said, I always ask my guests, even though I'm not solo dolo, what keeps them inspired, man, for real. And that's big. That's a really big question here on the podcast. What led to this awesome segment that I have here on the podcast, the inspirational quote of the week, you guys. Yes, we here with the inspirational quote of the week. We're gonna try to stay inspired, man. We gotta stay inspired. Yo, believe you can, and you're halfway there, bro. Trust me, man. Believe you can. A lot of people don't believe that they can do it. A lot of people don't believe that they can get this job. A lot of people don't believe that they can move up to the next level. A lot of people don't believe that they could, live out their dreams because a lot of people are afraid. A lot of people are sheltered in. And my man Steve Harvey said one thing, really, really big, inspirational, motivational guy that I look up to. And when I got into this whole podcasting journey, he said one thing is like, yo, man, if you capture a fly and you put it in a jar, man, a fly got like what, 22, whatever, vertical leap. So, the fly, automatically, that's what it's born with. It's gonna, boom, it's gonna continue to jump high and high, but you put this fly in this jar and you put the lid on it, that vertical leap that it has, it don't really got that 22 vertical inch leap no more. It got maybe like a 18 or a 16. So it's just hitting his head every time, every time. So now fast forward, the flies had babies. So now the babies, they are born with a 22-inch vertical leap, but it's a top on the lid. So now the babies are now they're jumping as high as the parents now because the parents, like, come on, bro, it all trickles down to the kids, man. If you get what I'm going with that, you get where I'm going, man. For real, man. Believe you can. You gotta believe you can. It all starts with believing you can. Because if you don't believe yourself, man, and who gonna believe in you? Who gonna believe in you? You gotta take a gamble on yourself. You gotta go out there, man, and risk it all, man. Take that leap of faith and just go for it. You gotta believe that you can. And once you believe, you halfway there, man. We halfway there, man. We believe that the 11:30 podcast was gonna come about, and we halfway there, man. For real. All right, man. We're gonna move on here on the podcast. It's time for the WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yes, yes, WTF moment of the week. Here we go, man. Yo, I done talked about this guy a couple of times on the podcast. I don't even know. I don't even know. And a lot of people say, man, Kanye West is going through some type of phase right now. He's divorced with Kim Kardashian. He's just having so many mental breaks or mental episodes out in public or social media. And over the weekends, Kanye West, and then I won't repeat what he said, but he put out some strange tweet on Twitter that got his account locked. And not only
controversy for Kanye West, also known as Ye. He's been locked out of his Twitter account now. The platform suspending him after an anti-Semitic tweet. That tweet said, quote, "When I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people." His tweet continued saying, quote, "The funny thing is I actually can't be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew." Well, this comes just a few days after he made headlines for wearing a White Lives Matter shirt during his fashion show in Paris. He called the Black Lives Matter movement a scam, posting on Instagram that the movement is now over. He also talked about race matters on Fox News Channel's Tucker Carlson's show on Thursday.
Because the same people that have stripped us of our identity and labeled us as a color have told us what it means to be black and the vernacular that we're supposed to have. My dad...
West says what he learned about race relations, much of that came from his father and mother and what they experienced.
like WTF, man. Like Black Lives Matter was a scam, though. Like I ain't gonna really get into the whole politics and all that stuff like that. But I think Kanye West really needs some help, man. I was talking about it earlier in the podcast. It's okay to ask for help, man. It's okay. But for a guy who's what, damn near a billionaire in the music industry and is rich, like, I mean, who are we gonna really turn to? Like, I think my man is really going through a lot. His kids, is gonna need some help because everybody is gonna see this all plays out, man, all over social media, all over the place, man. So Kanye West, man, definitely needs some help, man. That's like the biggest WTF moment of the week, man, for real. Speaking of WTF moment of the week, you guys, as we roll on the podcast, everyone's seen that whole fight between Golden State Warrior Draymond Green and his teammate Jordan. Like, what the, like, WTF, though? Like, what was said? What do you think what was said, though? I mean, a lot of people saying, man, he called him a bitch. But, I mean, for real, like, you think he called him a bitch? I mean, in the video, it kind of looked like he was like, bro, did you eat my steak and cheese from last night, bro? Did you really eat my steak and cheese from last night? And he got that look like, I don't really see Jordan Peele too much reaction in this, but he like, I mean, like, I ain't gonna answer you. But Draymond looked like that nigga that's gonna be like real mad. Like, you ate my steak and cheese last night. But I don't know what these guys were tumbling off of or whatever. But yo, something real foul must have said, man. Like, you think he ate his steak and cheese, man? I think he ate his steak and cheese though. For real. I don't know, man. For real. Speaking of steak and cheese, I'm hungry right now. I'm hungry. Oh man, it's a WTF moment, man. Like I've been saying, in itself, you guys, really in itself. But you guys, man, we're gonna take a quick break here on the podcast, and when I come back, I got some questions, you guys, for all my new dads, all my dads out there that we all wonder, that we kind of like scratch ourselves, that we may not ask out loud, but we kind of like go to the fatherhood club and we kind of like chat with them. But you guys, I got some dad questions coming up right after the break. Don't move. You're watching the 11:30 podcast. You did.
Hateful, insane nation that exists.
Bulletproof vest to kind of show you, like, we made it through all of that. Now we're here,
Right.
So I'm just very particular, bro, about like messages and like how people perceive the show. So that's kind of what
Sound like you
He's very creative. That's a very, very creative process, because you don't really hear about that unless you go to some of these big time shows. You don't hear about people doing, like, getting real creative with the music while they on stage performing. Most of we think motherfuckers be on there getting hype and hop, we can eat hop, shit like that. You actually giving them like a vision with the music.
Yeah, it got to be an experience, bro.
Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the break, man. Been a dope show, man. Really dope show, dope vibe. Thank you guys, man, so much. Throughout the show, I've been saying I got some questions that I've ran through my mind, and that I also researched and seeing that these questions has been some of the top questions that new dads ask themselves, man. So I'm going to go ahead and answer these questions from my perspective that hope it helps some of you dads out there or future dads that's about to be dads, man. For real. We're going to dive into it. And number one is, why am I so impatient with my newborn? Being impatient with your newborn is totally normal. I spoke about it on the podcast, the first episode back with my guy Jimmy IV. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, you're used to staying up at that time of night. You're used to going out with your friends. You're used to you're used to your peace, if that's what you're into or whatever like that, or just vibing in your own little space. And now all of a sudden, you have a newborn and everything is all about him or her. So, the crying could get, loud and stuff like that. So you can get impatient with that, or, so many other things. And I think so many other things. And I say, just learn some patience. Just learn how to take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath if you have the baby and your fiance is taking a break, or whoever, tell her go out, take a deep breath, and vice versa, and just it's all a team, it's all a team. And if he or she is asleep for a long time, and okay, they wake up and maybe they might be a little bit fussy, try to have the bottle already ready, man, and fill them, see if they wet, you can get the pamper change, all that stuff, man. I think once you get used to it, but I say maybe the first 2 weeks, maybe so, you could become impatient. I think I became, and I think the only thing that plays with the impatient thing with me is the crying thing. The whole crying thing with me, my son is a dramatic one. So if you don't have that bottle ready, man, he's going in and he's letting everyone know about it. He's letting everyone know about it, man. So, yeah, the crying thing is ringing to my ears. That's a little impatient, so I'm like, all right, let's hurry up and make this bottle so he can stop crying. Let's hurry up and change his pampers so he can stop crying, or whatever like that. But I think once you get the hang of it and stuff like that, and like you know certain things, I think you'll definitely grow patience though, with your significant other. If you're doing it with her, because obviously the mom, more so than that, they got the patience. They just birthed the human being and stuff like that. So for all my dads out there, I think the patience will definitely grow. Just have to put your child first, man. Put your child first. Okay, how do I change my child without getting wet? Listen here, listen up, and listen here. You gonna get all the way wet. Get all the way wet. He or she gonna get you all the way wet. Ain't look at it. Don't try to wear no gloves. Don't try to put on no cape and be like, oh man, I don't want to get. Look here, bro. That is your son. That is your daughter. That's your child. Like, come on, bro. Like, I was telling this story how my man got his mama one morning, like shit it all over her face, got her on her arm, everything, and then to put the icing on the cake, he peed too. Right after that, I was like, yo, man, and lucky me, since I'm a guy, I always be like, look at it, man. Every time I change him, aim that joint the other way, bro. Aim that joint the other way, man. Or if you gonna pee, you better pee before I take it off, or pee, or right before I'm about to put it back on. But he done pee in the process of putting it, back on or taking it off and stuff like that. But I always be like, yo, aim that the other way, bro. I know, mom, dude, she's still learning at times though. But yo, I don't think I don't think you're not going to get wet. I think that's the part of the process, man. I think that's a part of the story. Look at that's why I'm telling you guys that, man. Like, you're gonna get wet. You're gonna get some dookie diapers. Like, he got his nana real good, man. Like, just about everybody. You're changing his diaper. You think he finished and he ain't finished. Look, look here. Listen to that one. All right. Okay. All right. How do I get sleep with a newborn? Like I was saying earlier, um, once your baby is asleep, get some shut eye, bro. Get some shut eye. Don't listen to nobody. If they go to sleep, you get some sleep. Because don't try to sit up and drink, coffee, or just try to stay up for the rest of the day and try to be strong with it. Me per se, once I get up in the morning, I'm handling stuff that I gotta handle when I don't, gotta do much. But I'm also tending to him, and I definitely get my rest. But Mom Dukes is definitely the one that need to get her rest the most, because she be up with him and everything like that. So yo, man, get your sleep. If he go to sleep, your baby go to sleep, you go to sleep, man. For real. For real. Definitely get some sleep. Okay, where can I find other dads to talk to? Well, man, you can find other dads, man. I mean, like, everyone, you got a brother, a cousin. Hell, you might be the only sibling. You might be the only sibling and stuff like that. It's definitely Facebook groups. It's so many people out in the community. Somebody is a dad. Somebody is a dad, and you can reach out to somebody. I have so many people that I ran to on the podcast, on the way to becoming a dad, that they reached out to me and said, yo man, you gonna be this, and look here, take this advice, this would be great. And I took all of it. Even my brother who's not here no more, everything, man. So I think, the best way is to reach out to the people that you're close to, man. Reach out to the people that you love. Reach out to the people that have your best interest, man, and that care for you. And if it's majority of women, then try to chat with some of them dads, man. Or hey, chat with me, man. The 1130 podcast. And how do I handle talking to other dads? I chat with some of my podcast buddies who are dads. I was chatting with JJ last week, chatting with some of the people who that I haven't had on the podcast with, but I also network with them a lot, man. Or just different family members and stuff. So I try to keep my head, going with different advice and stuff, and different information to stay, afloat, man, and stuff like that, because you definitely gonna need it. All right, why won't mom let me do anything? Another thing I was saying about earlier, you guys. For all my moms out there, you gotta let your man do something. And I was telling my fiance, babe, just chill, put him down for a moment, go take a shower, go do whatever you gotta go do. Like, just do that. He's gonna be okay with me. I want you to know that he's gonna be okay with me. There's no need to worry. And it's gonna be like, oh, he's gonna be crying and stuff like that. See, now we picked him up so much in the beginning because this was like, oh, my newborn baby, oh man, we would hold him, and he would fall asleep. So we'd still be holding him. So, everybody be like, man, put him down when he sleeps. So I'm like, all right, put him down, cool. But I'm like, man, babe, just let me do it, and I got him. So if he not in your arms, trust me, he good. He with daddy. You feel me? Like, if I go off and to go do something or handle some business, and I know he good. I'm not gonna panic and be like, oh man, where he at? So, and I know that is sort of more so the mom's instinct to be like that. But come on, man, you gotta like chill. If you know your man and like, relax. I know there's probably some other dads out there that just be like, yo, man, excuse me, she won't let me do anything, bro. She won't let me do anything, man. Trust me, man. It's gonna come. Just take over, man, and just tell her just go relax, be fine, and just chill, man. Definitely, just chill. But yo, man, those questions are kind of like the questions that I ran across. So if you guys out there and future dads out there, if you feel some type of way and if you got some questions that you want to ask, look at, man, I'm a new dad. If you're a new dad, you want to vibe, be on the podcast, we can vibe, man. But for all my dads out there, stay strong, man. It's not, the system is not meant for us to be there, man. The system is not meant for us to be there, especially the black parent household. It's meant for them to take us out and to have the mom doing everything on her own. And for so long and for so many years, it been like that. Like, for real, man. Like, let your man take over and let him do some things, man. Let him do some things. Let him feed him, change him. Whatever the case may be. Moms out there, don't feel like you gotta have all the responsibility, because you don't. You don't, because at the end of the day, also, if your man keeps feeling like that, he's gonna feel some type of way, and hopefully he communicated with you that, yo, hey, like, let me do something. Like, hey, I don't want to feel useless in this thing. I don't want to feel like I was just the sperm donor. Like, I want to be involved into this child's life. I'm in his dad. So. Come on, bro. This daggone dirt bike riding outside early in the daggone morning, man. For real. Washington, D.C. for you. But you guys, man, we gonna move on here on the podcast, man. Before I wrap it up and head on out of here, yo, shout out to my Ravens. We got that W, man. We almost didn't get that W, man. The Cincinnati Bengals, man, they were on point, man. They made it to the Super Bowl last year. We're gonna see what they do this year, but man, they were on point. Man, it was one point of the game when my guy Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the league, he went out there and made a 50-something yard field goal, and the kicker from the Cincinnati Bengals, he started laughing like, boy, this dude is good, man. Like it was priceless, man. And then the whole the whole after Justin Tucker kicks the field goal, he just says, my people. Like, what do you think I want? You think I was gonna miss it? Like, oh man, but yeah, we got that W, man. So that was dope, man. That was dope to sort of cap off the weekend, man, on the Sunday. Enjoyed definitely Monday. Saturday was also dope. Sit back and watch Extreme Rules with my little man and babe, even though she wasn't really paying attention though. But definitely dope, man. Definitely gonna dive into this Friday on Talk Pro Wrestling. For everyone that's down with wrestling, join me this Friday. Yes, we'll commission talks with Warren Marlowe, Shiz, Blackheart, man. Cyber Yeti is gonna be awesome, man. We're gonna definitely chop it up on the Screen Rules. Bray Wyatt made his awesome return. When he got released last year, I was like, you can't be, dude, really? One of your dope guys that you had who know like storytelling, like really? You talking about storytelling? The matches he had with John Cena at WrestleMania with no fans, even the matchup he had with Undertaker, which was good. Hey, come on now, really? But yeah, the matchup that he had with John Cena, come on, man, Bray Wyatt, and the awesome return that he had and the reaction that he got at Saturday night at Extreme Rules, it was off the chain, man. Definitely off the chain. Definitely also had a blast last Wednesday when I went to AEW Dynamite here in DC, man. That was awesome. Up close and personal, man. That was real dope. I was celebrating a 3-year anniversary of Dynamite. Speaking of 3-year anniversary, you guys, coming up this December, yes, the 1130 podcast will be celebrating its 3-year anniversary. So join me, man, and follow the 1130 podcast for more information and latest details on the date. Obviously, it's going to be Wednesday, man, for real, at 11:30 a.m. But yo, tune in and stay up to date, man, for guests and everything that's going down. So that's going to be dope. Celebrating 3 years of the 1130 podcast. Also, before I go, new merch is out. Hit the link in the bio on the 1130 podcast Instagram page at the 1130 podcast _. Yes, man, get you some merch, get you a hoodie, get you a shirt, get you a baby onesie so your baby can be repping the 1130 podcast, man. Yo, I'm excited to be back. I took this week to go ahead and just had my week, man. This is my week, and I don't have no problem sitting back, chatting, and just getting some things off my chest, man. For real, it's just a vibe here on the 1130 podcast each and every week. I want to thank my family, my mother, my loved ones, everyone, April, everyone, man. Thank everyone. My fiance, my little man. I can't wait to see you. Yes, when Daddy finishes this, he gonna be back in there with you. Yo, man, this was a dope one. I love everyone, man, and thank everyone for the major support. Before I go, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at the 1130 podcast. Like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Follow the 1130 podcast on TikTok, man. For real, I've been trying to get my thing going on. Once I get in the groove, man, that's all it takes for me to get in the groove, and that's it. That's it for you suckers. Yo, and follow me on Twitter at the 1130 podcast. Man, for real, like the 1130 podcast on Facebook, all that great stuff. Subscribe here on YouTube. This was a dope one. Yo, I'll be back next Wednesday with another amazing guest. We're going to keep the black excellence rolling on here on the podcast. I appreciate everyone for the major support. Yo, Amir, Daddy, love you. Yo, this was another great one. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's the middle of the week. We're going to get through it, man, for real. Yo, for real, The Rock gonna come out there and whoop some candy ass, man. Y'all take your ass away with the dirt bikes, man. For real, I ain't editing that out, man. I'm telling you, I'm not. But yo, yo, man, we halfway through the week. You're gonna continue to achieve your goals, man. Get through the week, man. Keep grinding, work hard so you can play hard, enjoy life. Stay away from the bullshit. Stay blessed, man, for real, and stay high with abundance of joy, man, and positive energy and vibes only, man, for real. I need some water. I think it's time to go. Let's stop rapping. Yo, this was awesome, man. Yo, it's your man Dre, aka Dreonwheels, and I'm out.